Hi guys, so I have a game for you played by MVL versus Ian Nepomniachtchi in the Paris Rapid and Blitz 2021. This is part of the Grand Prix Tour, and it's one of the few events left before the Magnus Carlsen versus Ian Nepomniachtchi World Championship match on December, which is going to take place in Dubai. So here, playing the white pieces is MVL, and Ian Nepomniachtchi is playing the black pieces. So MVL starts with E4, and Ian plays the French. Okay, D4, D5. The advanced French, C5, C3, Knight C6. This is usually the less recommended line. The better line is bishop e3 followed by queen d2. After queen b6 you have queen d2 actually to defend, and this is actually quite a pleasant position for white to play. Rather, the better move order would be queen b6, then knight c6, forcing knight c3, because if your bishop e3 were played, you just skip a pawn, and it would be advantageous for black. So knight c6 was played, and here knight c3. Okay, you can still now just play. You can go for a bishop e3 line, so queen b6 is a viable move. But Ian decides to play bishop d7, which is not main line. And here MVL decided to just allow bishop e2, knight e7, all standard. Okay, and now h4. Trying for this expansion that you usually see in the white makes when they play against the French defense. H4, H5, H6. Yeah. To gain space on the king side, because black is usually cramped on the king side due to this very strong center and very advanced center for white. So here f6 was played, challenging the center, and here he played h5. MVL played h5. He could have tried to take she takes, and then probably just take this pawn. It's an interesting position. You can try hold on with b4 maybe. So yeah, here you can play e5. Try for central control now. Yeah, but definitely you can just probably defend this, hold on to this pawn if it's ever attacked, and just play b4 castle, and hope this pawn advantage would lead somewhere, or it can transition into then decisive advantage. However, he decided not to take, and he played h5, which is trying to gain more space on the king side. Okay, now queen b6, putting pressure on the d4 square. Here he plays g4, which is a very brave move, trying to open up black's king side, but this is quite unusual, because right now black is striking the center, and he might even think about castling queenside if ever he needed, and all this attack would be of not much use if black can manage to castle kingside. So over here Ian just plays knight g8. So he wants to meet the captures with knight takes now, and try to jump into the e4 outpost and attack the pawn simultaneously. So his plan is basically to attack the g4 pawn and eye on the e4 outpost. Okay. So here, then knight 3 was played. We go back, but The engines actually prefer the move C takes, or you can even E takes is fine. Oh. Yeah, so the engines prefer the move C takes, and after takes, they prefer it here knight. Now you go back with a knight, and you actually wait for white to make a move. Like if white wants to further advance, then again you just you could just bring the bishop and attack here. So the purpose is to make leeway for this bishop to join the attack. However, after knight f8, well, knight g8 was played, knight e3 was played, trying to aim for this outpost on b5 with the bishop's defense. So here Jan decided to just take the pawn and try to break open the center. He takes back, take again, and takes. Okay, so this was a mistake. Rather take here was better. Okay, so this pawn can't be actually captured because of bishop e3 could be, or instead of bishop e3, actually you just first take and the king can't castle anymore. This should be compensation, and now bishop e3 and e5 will be forced, or bishop c5 is also a possibility. Yeah, so here you can also try something like queen a5, and now you have to move the king to f1, because queen d2 would actually be met with something like bishop e4. It's just the pin is just crush white. So already black is having advantage. Knight takes was a better move because it forces this a trade. And unlike when pawn takes, and since black is trying to gain a lot of initiative, it's better if white decides to lower the storm by trading off some pieces to lower black's initiative. However, okay, white takes with a pawn, and now bishop c5, very strong move, going after the weak f2 pawn. And now here we have a couple of moves. We have rook h2, which is defense, the f2 square, and yeah. Now since this is protected, we can, after knight h6, we can play something like rook g2, defend both, try for some queen b3 and trade off queens. But this is also due to the positioning of the black pieces. The black pieces are just more aggressive. This pawn is kind of weak and angling there. Black's got a lot of pressure, and white's just holding on with his rook. So I think black is definitely better here. The only hope that white has is if white can get rid of this bishop, this d6 square could be a potential weakness for black. Other than that, black is doing quite well, and white's the one with a lot of weaknesses. Okay, so instead MVL decides to go for knight b5 rather than defending the f2 pawn. And here Young correctly plays knight takes e5, now attacking the knight at the same time attacking the other knight, threatening check. So here MVL played the only move, which was take. And now here Ian actually misses the best move. Ian plays bishop takes b5, ignoring this pawn. However, now MVL just castled and defends it. Well, this could have been prevented by something like bishop takes, and here obviously you can try for some tricks such as bishop g3. Now you're attacking this knight, you're threatening checkmate, and you're attacking this knight. The only way really to deal with all of this is something clear check like knight c7, attacking both the rook and the king. So here, if you move the king, he can try for another check. This is kind of getting complicated here. After bishop takes, and you can just go back to d3 and defend against me. So instead, you can just take, and trades would be good enough for. And definitely here, black is just 2 pawns up. White has no compensation for these 2 pawns. He only has a bishop pair, but yeah, because of black's solid structure, and these 2 pass pawns are these 2 extra pawns are actually pass pawns, connected passers, so they can be really dangerous in the endgame, which could be very decisive. So engines think already black is winning in that position. However, Nepo didn't see that, and he plays. He takes the knight, castle, knight f6, and now we see a trade of bishops. And here g5 attacking the knight. Okay, so knight goes to e4, very nice outpost, putting more pressure on the f2 square. And here MVL goes for the e6 pawn, with queen g3 going, queen g4 going very aggressive. And here, Ian Nepomniachtchi plays queen b6, defending the e6 square. This is a slight mistake. The ancients think castling is actually a better move here, a very non-human move, but I mean not kingside castling. Yeah, for a second I thought that kingside castling was actually a better move, but yeah, queen takes e6, king g8, and you have a lot of pressure on the f2 square. So which can build up, but yeah, it is difficult to play this move as a human, since it looks like you're getting mated soon enough. So the most logical move here is to play queen b6 and defend the e6 square. And here MVL plays g6. The engines think actually g6 is a good move. h6 is quite interesting to look at. So if h6 were to be played, then something along the lines of g6. And problem is here, the position is blocked, but the idea is to play for initiative by bringing king to g2, f3, and trying to develop this bishop probably to f4 and get some attack on this king, since it's trapped to the center. However, yeah, g6 does help capitalize this process a little bit faster. However, here, though Nepo castled queenside, the best move could have been probably just to cut off any play on the king side first, then castle. So here it would be, though there's an outpost for the knight, it's quite difficult to make much of progress. Here he castles, and bishop f4 was played immediately, trying to take advantage of this weakened king. Now takes, and here he tries to continue his initiative. Now white's the one with the initiative with a very nice knight, and the king is looking more weaker than the white king here. Though there is so much pressure on the f2 square, this battery and this knight, it's a lot of pressure, and probably the rook is going to join in soon. So yeah, but both sides are putting so much pressure on each other's kings, and this can be anyone's game. And here Nepo plays pawn takes, and he just wants to just keep grabbing pawns and try to get a rook lift in order to probably kick away this bishop but exert more pressure on the f2 square. And here queen g6, trying to get closer to the black king. And b4 ideas. If queen f7, then b4 could be a viable move, since if queen takes, then we can move the knight, and we can actually threaten mate because of the bishop on f4. However, this is all prevented with rook f8. Very simple move, and bishop h2, stepping back. Now there is a huge amount of pressure on the f2 square, because now the rook also is attacking the f2 square. So now rook f6 was played, and here Maxime just calmly takes the g7 pawn. And here it's a very complicated position. However, if black is actually the one who's in trouble, and if black plays correctly, it could go to a draw, lead to a draw. But here Maxime makes the biggest blunder, and he actually takes the pawn with the rook. So I'll give you guys 5 minutes to find the combination that wins. Okay, so guys, if you found this move, congratulations. So first, it's obvious you take with the rook, but now after knight takes, because bishop can't take, remember it's pinned, the king. So after knight takes, this incredible knight d7 move, which completely shocked Nepo in the game, and he was even laughing at himself for falling for this trick. But this move is extremely beautiful, and like how this knight can't be touched. But here there's no other option but taking, because you're attacking both the knight and the rook. This line is completely cut by the bishop, so if he moves the queen, for example, to like b5, let's say, you can just grab, and it's attacking, and this is defended, so you'd have to take and take it. Now you're threatening mate again, so this is very difficult. Also, if you play something like queen a6, still the same story, with just takes and you're lost. You have to defend with queen c6 again. This is completely lost. And now the obvious move is rook takes, and here the beautiful move, exploiting the spin, queen f8. And now you're attacking the bishop, so the king can't move anywhere, since the c7 square is covered by the bishop. So you'd have to either move the queen back or the rook back. If you move the rook back, it just takes. And now if you move your king here, so this is checkmate, and now you're just forced to take if you want to play on, and yeah, this is eventually gonna go to dust. And like bishop d6, you can just take the knight and you're completely winning here. It's very easy to win, right? And yeah, if queen moves back, same story, rook takes, probably even just faster. And now after rook c7, you can just rook takes, and now this is defended, this is pinned, so you would have to move, and this is checkmate. Yeah. Cool. So after knight d7, Nepo resigns, and this was a very exciting game especially for a blitz game. It's very exciting and entertaining. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Please like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.